Welcome to the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor Podcast Health and Wellness Series, brought to you by Renew You, Natural Health and Beauty, where we make wellness feel possible and turn everyday choices into stronger living. Each episode brings you uplifting conversations, local resources, and practical tips to help you look better, feel stronger, be emotionally balanced, and more connected to the community around you. So take a breath and settle in, because feeling better starts right where you are.
Welcome, good neighbors, to our Renew You Health and Wellness series. Today's conversation is a powerful one. We're going to be talking about chronic stress, grief, survival mode, and what it means to come back home to your body after a life-changing diagnosis. Our guest Nelsa spent years putting everyone else first, working nonstop, carrying deep personal loss, and then on January 1st, 2026, everything kind of changed. So since then, her journey's become one of healing, reflection, and learning and how to support her body in a whole new way. So first of all, we'd like to thank Renew You and Dr. Greet for hosting this series. And secondly, we'd like to welcome you, Nelsa, for joining us and sharing your story with us today.
Thank you, Jim. It's lovely being here.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Very good. So to start, Nelsa, can you share a little bit about who you were before the health crisis and what life looked like at that time?
Yes. So I think my things changed for me in around 2015 when my husband suddenly died of a brain aneurysm. Of course, this was extremely shocking. It was a surprise, but I've always been a very positive person, so I handled it in a way that was, I have so much love to give. He's not here. The world is full of people. I know so many people, and so I dedicated myself completely to others. I was a very high functioning and deeply committed person to helping others. I have a master's in musculoskeletal therapy. I'm a cancer journey coach, a Pilates instructor. I love Japanese floral design. So I just dedicated myself to all of these things, which were all wonderful because I always made a point of surrounding myself by wonderful people. So it was very, this is who I was before my diagnosis. I was always living in kind of a high functioning, high stress mode, but it was also very enjoyable. So I kind of normalized it. I'd wake up in the morning like, who's on my list? Who will I see? Whose life will I make better? And I normalized that situation of always being, high functioning and high stress. But that's what I did.
And to you, that was normal. That's, you were living life to the fullest and doing everything you loved, and you just continued to push forward into some of that. Can you take us back to January 1st and what happened when you were rushed to the hospital?
Yes, so January 1st, I woke up at night and I was having difficulty breathing. And I thought to myself, oh, my asthma is acting up, and my albuterol, my inhaler must be expired or something. It's not working. But it was really an extreme struggle to even walk a few feet I phoned my son. I said, please take me to the ER. My asthma is acting up. And he did. He took me in, both of us thinking about this asthma, but it was actually a turning point. It wasn't asthma. And within a few minutes of being there in the ER, I was told, oh, we're sorry to tell you, but you have cancer. And when I heard it, I didn't absorb it. It was something that I was aware of. I was a caregiver, but it didn't suit my personality. I had too much going on. But what had happened was that I have a low-grade sebaceous carcinoma, and what it does is it likes the linings of your organs, and the little tumors attach themselves to the linings of your organs, and your organs actually are, this lining is highly sensitive, and it starts to create a fluid. And it turned out I had 7 liters of fluid in my body, and it had completely squished my right lung. It had moved my spine to the left. My heart was not where your heart is supposed to be. It was a little bit up near my clavicle. So it was very almost like, no, this can't be true situation.
At least you had the fortitude to go to the doctor. There's a lot of people in those situations that, no, I'll be okay, I'll be fine. But at least you went to the doctor and got that diagnosed properly. So, how did that experience change the way you see your body and your health?
Yeah, so even though I was very much involved in taking care of others, personally, I needed a readjustment. So my brain before would tell my body to move and work and do. It was almost as if it was separate. And so now I just see things a little bit differently. I see my body and my brain as a whole. And it's no longer my brain is in charge of what I do. I see it, and I've created a space in my life where I listen. I do this little scan where, I started at my feet, I breathe, and I gently start scanning, my toes, my ankles, and I go up my body, and I ask it, how are you doing? What is this happening here? And or there, and why? And when I see something or I feel something in my body that is not 100% right, I am learning to listen to it, to adjust my schedule to accommodate taking care of it. This is all very new for me. It started, my illness started January 1st, that I was aware. So today we are April, I think the 4th or the 3rd, and it's like I'm relearning. I don't have it 100% down pat, but I am really working on trying to see myself as a whole, and learning to be kind and loving to my body, not just other people.
Yeah. Turn it internally a little bit, and then love yourself and your body. So,
Yes.
so, so looking back, how do you now understand the impact of chronic stress and long-term pressure on your body?
I understand it as if you don't stop and acknowledge yourself, your body is going to ask you to please stop abruptly, and this is something extremely important. I had the best care when I was, an NCH. I was in ICU for 10 days. And after that, just everyone gave me such wonderful care. But I saw in other, physicians and healthcare practitioners that we tend to go into this mode of let me take care of. And I wanted to tell them, please stop a little in your day and look internally, introspectively, like what is going on with you too, not just, the ones around you. If you look at the daily schedule, I am an early riser, and my doctors would already be there at, walking around the halls and working in ICU. By the time the sun was setting, they were still there. And I was like, I used to work 7 days a week from sunrise to sunset, taking care of others. Please, take a moment. It's a wonderful job to take care of others, but really take a moment, look inside, look internally, take care of you so that we have more time on this earth to take care of others. Otherwise, it'll get short.
Yeah. So since surgery, what's your healing journey kind of look like? What's it look like?
So I actually started my healing journey before surgery. So my CA125 test, when I entered the hospital on January 1st, was in the 700s, and the average range is 35. So as soon as I got, my diagnosis, I asked my son, bring me this, and this, because I also am, no nutrition. I've helped people with nutrition. I'm a certified nutritionist coach. So he did all of that. So I was already eating and very healthy, but there were some things that, for example, between 3:30 and 4:30 every afternoon, I stopped, I had some tea and a delicious pastry, so there were some things that I did have to cut out. There were some things I knew I had to boost my immune system. My son supplied me all my food and meals while I was in the hospital. And I had my surgery February the 4th, which it's monthly anniversary, but by the time before I went into surgery, I had another test done, and my numbers now were in the 200s. So this was just, nutrition that had brought them from 7. And I was already a healthy person, but there's so much more we can do than just living healthy. And then after that surgery, I was more mobile. I could move around. I could get to places. So I started to do the modalities that ReNew provides. So I was doing pulsating magnetic electrofield mat therapy, red light therapy, not just red light, which is more super, takes care of your outer layer, but one with NIR, which actually helps you, goes in deeper, so it helps with your cells. But what I really thought was game-changing is a device called ReNew. Now, this device was based on the discoveries of a professor called Michael Levin. And Michael Levin really studied electromagnetic fields. So this device actually works internally. There's two sections that you put on your body. Dr. Greet is the expert at this in the United States. And what it does, it provides current to the mitochondria. So we know that when your mitochondria does not function properly, there is a breakdown in your body, and hence you can get cancer. So this, what the ReNew device does, it actually recharges that energy so that your mitochondria are working at its peak performance. So this was a modality that I also did. So I did electricity, magnetic fields, red lights, and nutrition, and also a change. I now give myself absolutely one full day of rest a week, even though, like I said, I'm learning because I've worked so much for so many years in my life. So all these things together, it really helped me. And after my surgery, so the surgery did help with these numbers too, but like I initially said, the average human has a CA-125 of around 35. Mine was at 18.
Wow.
So if I think from January 1st, 700s to today, where it's below, my CA-125 is below average, I am very grateful for everyone and all the physicians, all the research that has gone into how the body heals, and the fact that the ReNew device is available here in the United States, and so forth, that helped me be where I am today.
And I think you kind of touched on it, but out of all the modalities you've incorporated, was there one that really stood out that was the most meaningful, made the most meaningful difference for you personally?
Yes, absolutely. I would say it's the ReNew device. There's two electrodes. One is placed on your spine, so on a vertebra. We know that vertebra can connect with different parts of your body. And the other electrode is in the form of a pen, so it works the area where you feel needs the treatment. And so a charge is sent up to your brain and it reloops to the other electrode. So it kind of like remaps your body. So you have this magnetic charge like going through your body to recharge your mitochondria.
Very interesting. Interesting. So what does healing mean to you now? It probably takes a different meaning on from what you thought before.
Yes, absolutely. So I have to be more conscious of myself. So I think that's the greatest thing. And then healing to me now is I do red light therapy every single day. Lie on PNEF mat every day, and I do the ReNew closed loop electromagnetic current once a month. And I've really cut out all sugars and any kind of processed foods. I wasn't eating many before, but I really cut back on those. But I'm really trying to create an internal environment that is healthy. But again, I also have to put in the emotional and psychological part. It's not just your internal environment. So, of course, I also, got myself a wonderful psychotherapist to work with to help me process grief that I'm still carrying. And it's a lot more thinking about yourself, and sometimes I don't want to because it really is more fun thinking about others. But I am learning, like I said, even speaking about this. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not claiming any cures whatsoever. I'm just saying this is my journey. It's not too easy to talk about it, but if I could help again, anyone at all with my story. And, just let people know that, here in Naples, we're very fortunate to have wonderful modalities that can really help us in overcoming, some very big health obstacles. I'm not saying I have overcome my cancer, but it's something that I am living with, and I'm happy, I'm enjoying life, and I still feel that I am living rather than like the cancer is living. Do you know?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, again, you kind of touched on it, but what would you say to the woman who's constantly giving to others, but like forgetting about themselves a little bit?
Just of course, please don't. If you don't keep track, your body really is. Every time you have a heartbreak, every time you have a disappointment, every time you push your body physically, in order to take care of others, because we tend to be these very nurturing beings, keeping the family together, keeping all your friends together and happy, and the body is keeping track. So please take good care. Get wonderful allies. I always say I wouldn't have been where I am today without my allies, and Dr. Greet is my health ally, my psychotherapist, getting educated with what you can do physically, emotionally, spiritually, all helps.
Very good. Nelsa, thank you very much for being so open today with us and sharing your story. It's a beautiful reminder that after fear, loss, and uncertainty, healing is still possible in so many different forms. We're grateful you shared your heart with us, and we hope listeners walk away with a little feeling encouraged to listen to their bodies and give themselves the care they deserve. So I thank you again. A beautiful story, beautiful person, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Thank you for spending this time with the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor podcast, health and wellness series brought to you by Renew You, Natural Health and Beauty. If today's episode helped you, share it with a friend and check the show notes for local resources and next steps you can try this week. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, celebrate the small wins, and remember, better days are built one breath, one choice, and one good neighbor at a time. Also, to nominate your favorite health and wellness expert to be on the show. Go to fmbgoodneighbor.com, that's fmbgoodneighbor.com, or call 239-427-4100. Until next time, remember to Cabo Antilia, Wabo, and keep being a good neighbor.